rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact a fear. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jake. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gonna be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it Young Pay. How you real trigger on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chains. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jake when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my actions. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles stand in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look
remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Just dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
It's all about that warfare, boy. Get back up, get back up, It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We would not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem? Tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour pass. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit the prayer up to the Lord. I told him, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. With a race to make merchandise out of my abuse. Scared of who? You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue, it's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take round. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth. Nigga, cool zone. Go to grip. It's all about that warfare, boy. Get back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Take grip. My soldiers take grip till I'm stand down. Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, with a true sin, hey, with warriors dwell. Be wise with the weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know 2 things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My UPK soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that means? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Lonely one west. Say what? Lonely one west. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for.
All right. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we have been educating Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans about the truth of the Bible. We have been letting them know who they are as a people, and we have been letting them know why they do not receive justice in this place we call America. We let them know why they don't receive justice in places all around the world. And as you look on social media, as you look at your TV screen, the oppressor believes they have a victory in convicting Carmelo Anthony of first-degree murder. The way I hear it is, and we'll look it up to get all the statistics and the specifics of it, but the way that it's being presented to me is that he was giving 35 years in prison. Now, does everybody know the exact details of the case? No. But from what we heard in social media, from what we saw on the news, one could surmise, especially if you're one of us that notices, like if you're somebody that has a small amount of wisdom, even if the information did not come through completely correct, what we were given, it seemed to be a self-defense issue. What we were told was that two, larger white males attacked a smaller black male, and he defended himself. And in his defense, one of those white males was unalive. That's what we were told. But the jury and the judge have decided on murder. And people are surprised at this. And for the life of me, I don't understand why Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans would see something such as a raw deal as this, if it is self-defense, and be surprised. When is the last time that there was actual justice in the United States? Some people might believe it's OJ when he wasn't convicted of murder. Some people might believe it was Rodney King when he received money, even though the cops weren't convicted. And I believe he received money. Let me look it up. Let's look it up real quick. How much money did Rodney King receive? All right, let's see. Rodney King was awarded $3.8 million in damages from the city of Los Angeles in 1994 following his 1991 beating by police. That's in the Los Angeles Times. $3.8 million is not justice. Those cops did not serve a day in prison. Let's look up the details of the police officers. Police officers of Rodney King. Let's see if they were convicted. All right. And young man, if you can get me Romans 6 and 16. All right. It says 4 LAPD officers were tried in 1992 for the beating of Rodney King, but an almost entirely white jury in Simi Valley acquitted them of nearly all state charges, sparking the LA riots. Now, it does say later 2 officers were convicted in 1993 in a federal trial. All right, let me read a little bit of that. We're noticing something about these all-white juries. All right. The retrial following intense public outcry and pressure from civil rights advocates, the U.S. Department of Justice charged the 4 officers with violating King's civil rights. In April 1993, a federal jury found Sergeant Stacy Kuhn and Officer Lauren Powell guilty of violating King's civil rights. Officers Theodore Briseno and Timothy Wine were acquitted. Kuhn and Powell were sentenced to 30 months in federal prison. That's light. They beat the brakes off that man. And let me know when you find that, right? Let me know when you find that. Because it's only because of public outcry that this was even an issue. And we're going to get to that in Luke. But we're going to read something first. And let me see. You got it? No sweat. I'm still pulling something up anyway. What we should realize is that justice is not going to come from an oppressor because we haven't received justice for slavery. One of the ways that we could have received justice or a small inkling of it would for black people to be given their own land and not be bothered, for us to be able to govern ourselves. But instead, we were met with Jim Crow. So are you really surprised that we were not given justice or that the situation seems to be misjudged with Carmelo Anthony? Are you surprised? You got what I need? You got Romans 6 and 16? Let's hear it.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves, servants to obey.
So I want to create a parallel between the miseducation in the school system that makes you a prisoner, and per the 13th Amendment, you become a slave, and the miseducation of our people in the Bible by pastors, which you become a slave to sin, because there's a parallel there. There's something called the prison or Salakia, the school to prison pipeline. And if you notice, more prisons are being built than schools are being built in these communities that are predominantly housed by our people. And there's also a correlation between illiteracy and being convicted and being sent to prison. But let's read that real quick. From the top, please, Baba Kasha.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves, servants to obey, his servants are ye are.
So read that one more time. And matter of fact, let me pull it up on the screen. Let me pull it up on the screen for the people. All right. And where are we at again? Let them hear where we at.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 16.
Romans 6. Romans 6. Oops, Salakia. Did something wrong. Romans 6, 16. Let's get that in the KJV online. And I'll see if I can get it on the screen for y'all. Bear with me one moment. All right. All right, we're starting at 16. All right. Let's read it again.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves,
and just
servants-
lean in a little bit more to the mic. Just scoot up so they can hear you. Just lean up, lean up, lean up. Move your chair up. The water. Speak loud. Yep, that's good.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are whom ye obey.
So, know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey. So whatever you yield yourself to, you become a servant of that. You understand that? Okay. If you're yielding yourself as a young man to serve under somebody who is above you, you become that person's servant. You're serving. Now, the men above you still serve the people, but do you understand now what I'm saying? No sweat. Let's keep reading.
Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, that verse still got something. You want me to read that or just get
Yeah. No. Read that.
from the top?
Read on from the top. No sweat.
Verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves, servants to obey, his servants ye are whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness.
So you are going to yield yourselves as servants to obey sin unto death, or of obedience to righteousness. You're going to become a servant of sin until you die, or you're going to become a servant of righteousness. Being a servant of the Lord is being a servant of righteousness. That would be following the law, statutes, and the commandments. Next verse, Baba Kashaf.
Verse 17. But God be thanked that ye were the servants of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you.
Keep reading.
Verse 18. Being then made free from sin, ye became servants of righteousness.
So once you became free of the sin that you were born into, because our people back in those times were raised wrong, like we're being raised wrong by those Christian pastors. But now Christ has died. Now you have prophets like us from the ISUPK who are teaching men to follow the laws, the statutes, and commandments. Now you are becoming free, no longer servants of sin. You are becoming servants of righteousness. And when you become a servant of sin, being a servant to sin is like being a slave to sin. That's what it means. And a lot of people will teach that they are free, but as you can see, the results of our behavior have us under an oppressor that does not judge us righteously. They don't judge us correctly. And I'm going to go into that tonight. All right. Verse 19.
Verse 19. I speak after the manner of men because of the infirmity of your flesh.
Right.
For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanness, into iniquity,
unto iniquity. Paul is saying, I speak after the manner of men because of the infirmity of your flesh. He has to break it down to his people in Rome in terms that they can understand, because they are just so carnal. For as ye have yielded your members servants to uncleanliness, like what you do, you've yielded your members, your hands, your body, your sexuality, you've yielded it to uncleanliness, and to sin unto sin, and to iniquity unto iniquity. Even so now yield your members servants to righteousness unto holiness. Yield those same members, yield your hands to righteousness, yield your body to righteousness, yield your sexual or your orientation to righteousness. And what that means is, it's Pride Month right now. I don't know if you know that. That's unrighteous according to the Lord. Men and women have body parts which the scriptures name in this as members. Don't yield it to uncleanliness, because you will be a slave to sin. Just like the prison or school to prison pipeline, where you lose your rights and you're no longer a member of society who has rights, and you're a criminal. Breaking the laws of God and becoming a sinner is being a criminal of the Most High, a criminal to the Most High. There's a parallel there. Let's read verse 20.
Verse 20. That verse still had like a lot on it. You want me to read that or not?
I read it all.
All right. Verse 20. For when ye were the servants of sin, ye were freed from righteousness.
Right. When ye were Salakia, for when ye were the servants of sin, when you were the slaves of sin, ye were free from righteousness. You didn't have to be righteous. You were not around righteousness, because righteousness is following the laws, the statutes, and commandments. All right. Let me see. All right, no, we'll drop that because I want to move on. And let me I was going to show something, but I need to move on because I have a little bit to show. All right. If I could, let me get Let me get John 8 and 34.
Carnal won't come.
John 8 and 34. And let me see if I can get what I wanted on the screen. I'm glad I didn't jump ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Carnal won't
So
come.
I'm going to put this on the screen real quick for us. Still need a little time?
Carnal won't come.
No sweat. All right. Hold on. Let me just remove that and let me break something down. All right. So I mentioned the school to prison pipeline, right? And the school to prison pipeline, and let me see real quick. Hold on 1 second. I want to type something in real quick just to make sure I got it right. All right. Illiteracy has been linked to incarceration. All right. And let me see if I could find that. You ready? I know I'm gonna read it. You ready to hear this?
Yeah.
And this is why it's so important to be educated, not only in the things of the world as far as being able to read, math, whatever, you can use, to further yourself, in this world, and then use money as a defense, but be even more furthered in educating yourself in the wisdom of the Lord. Because if you're not getting into them scriptures and somebody can just trick you out of your position and have you as a slave to sin, then what is the sacrifice worth to you? Because Christ being sacrificed is worth everything to me. It's worth so much that I don't want to turn back, because I no longer want to have judges like the ones in the first case with Rodney King. I no longer want to have judges like the case with Carmelo Anthony. I want to be judged by a righteous judge. I don't want to be judged by somebody who can take bribes. I don't want to be judged by somebody who's influenced by laws that profit the oppressor of the children of Israel. All right, but let me read something for y'all. It says research confirms a strong correlation between low literacy and incarceration. Studies estimate that over 70% of incarcerated adults in the U.S. read below a 4th grade level. This deficit often traps individuals in a cycle of academic failure, limited employment opportunities, and increased vulnerability to the criminal justice system. Being miseducated makes you a slave of the oppressor's prison system. In the school to prison pipeline is something that's happening where the schools are pretty much leading our children right to prison. Let me read the AI overview. It says the school to prison pipeline refers to the systemic policies and practices in public education that actively push students out of the classroom and funnel them into the juvenile and criminal justice system. And you know which children they're talking about. They're talking about our children. But let me go ahead and read one more thing. All right, go ahead, young man, Aaron. Let's see what you got. Go ahead, read it. You got it? I needed let me see. If when you're ready, let me know. It's John 8 and 34. No sweat. Make sure you're speaking to the mic.
No. The book of John, chapter 8, verse 34. Jesus answered them, Verily, verily I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
Whosoever committeth sin is a slave of sin. I'm not just over exaggerating that term. Let me share something with you. All right, I'll make it the whole screen. If you see the biblical usage, the outline of biblical usage right here, you can see that that word servant means a slave, a bondman, a servile condition. If you serving the Lord, you can't serve sin. But if you this to the stage, Salakia, if you're serving sin, how can you serve the Most High? You can't serve two masters like the scripture says. You'll love one and hate the other. All right, read that one more time from the top for me. John 8 and 34.
John 8, in verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus answered them, Verily, verily I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
Whoever commits sin is the servant of sin. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me for one moment. Let me see if I have that link that I wanted to show. All right. And this is the oh no, that's something else. Let me see. Salakia. There was something I wanted to share, but I might not have the link. Forgive me. All right, no sweat. Let me see if I can find it. And what it is sad. It's Charleston White. And he's talking about the whole situation with Carmelo Anthony, the whole situation, right? And I might not have it in here. Let me see. Let me just see if I can find it on YouTube real quick. Charleston White. Let me see if I can share this. And this is why we got to stop trusting in the oppressor. We should know better by now, but we obviously don't.
Them to have compassion for a kid who has epilepsy, like an autistic kid. This kid has saved more children. George Floyd laid on the ground, homie, and
Okay,
didn't
no, that's not it,
flinch.
Salakia. Let me
And
see.
white
Let me see if I can find it.
believe, because I really believe that, fam. I don't win against my own people trying to convince black people white people is good, homie. But all people ain't bad. Why? I ain't never met a bunch of bad people. So when I saw all jury, I called you.
He's saying
and
an
told you,
all-white jury.
have
They're
no
bleeping
fear.
out what he's saying. I guess
White people ain't that
to
bad.
get him,
I had faith in that all jury,
he
didn't
said
I?
I had faith in that all-white jury.
Didn't I? Man, listen, I feel horrible because I tried to strengthen your faith with my faith in people, homie. I told you, man, that jury
Said I
will
tried to
do right by
strengthen my
us.
faith.
I told you that, homie, and I
No,
believe
I tried
you.
to strengthen your
Charleston White.
faith and tell you that I had faith in an all-white jury. All right, Ace, do me a favor. Let me get John 7 and 24. Because a lot of these people, they'll say that they're Christian, right? Huh? All right, no sweat. I need John 7 and 24. Let's go ahead and read it.
The book of John, chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance of the Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteousness, judgment.
Right. That means don't judge how the person looks, but we know in the criminal justice system that's not happening. We know that we have a judge that is in these courtrooms that is more than likely going to give us a harsher sentence. And I'm going to put that on the screen, right? Let me put this on the screen real quick and show y'all. We see that this is a situation on this screen. This is my background, right? And it says same crime, same courtroom, same judge, same day, different results. Chase, a white man, armed robbery at 19. He had a no contest plea. Total points 138.2. That's what they're saying. 2 years in county jail. And when I read further into it, he didn't spend that amount in jail. But Lamar Lloyd, armed robbery at 21, no contest plea, 26 years in prison. 26 years in prison. Let me read something for y'all. The judge that sentenced him, and let me get the judge's name. Let me get the judge's name real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Judge. You know what? I'm gonna just get his picture on the screen and I'll find it. I'll find his face in a second. That way I'm not holding this up. This article is from the Gainesville Sun. It says tough on crime. Stewart, and there's his name, Judge Sherwood Chip Bauer Jr., presides in St. Lucie County in the 19th Judicial Circuit. An analysis of state databases show that he routinely sentenced black defendants to more jail time than whites for the same crime. Duh. The judge, the jury, they're not judging on righteousness. They are judging on an outward appearance. Let's give it detail. It says Chase, what was that name? Liga Leitner was 19 when he robbed 3 men in 2008 in a drug deal. Lamar was 21 when he stuck up a Pizza Hut and a gas station the following year. Both men pleaded no contest to 2 counts of armed robbery. They went before the same judge in the same courthouse. Each had a single misdemeanor on their record. They have virtually the same thing. They tallied the exact same points on the score sheets used to determine criminal punishments in Florida, but their sentences could not have been more different. Let's read that one more time. Let's read John 7 and 24.
The book of John, chapter 7, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteousness, judgment.
Doesn't it say that black defendants were sentenced to more jail time than whites? The only difference is the color of the skin. And I hear this constantly. I hear that when Israelites talk about race and we see something like Carmelo Anthony, they say there's no race in the Bible. They say I don't see color. Apparently, Judge Sherwood Bauer Jr. does. He sees color because he is routinely sentencing blacks to more time. How is it even plausible that he's not a racist when you give somebody the same day for the same crime and the same points 24 more years? How? Charleston White said he had faith in an all-white jury. Why? When there's people like Judge Sherwood Bauer, who's probably a literal Klans member, presiding over the court. He's a bastard. He is a bastard. He is a disgusting person that has a robe on and pretends to be somebody just. but he's not. And I bet you the judge in Carmelo's Anthony case is exactly the same. He's exactly the same. This is a high profile case with Donald Trump in there. Salakia, there's going to be a lot of room for unjust behavior in a courtroom when we live in a kingdom like this. All right. Ace, let me get Luke 18:1. And back to what I was saying about black and white, because that's what this is. This is titled Black and White, right? I need, if you could, Luke 18:1. The water. Because there is black and white. 18. There's black and white. We believe that this system that has a symbol like Lady Justice with a blindfold on and scales and a sword is something that we should hope and believe in, but it's really not. Lady Justice can see your black behind. Every single time she's going to lift up or pull down that blindfold, and she's going to see, because men, unrighteous men, are the ones who are over the court system. Unrighteous men are the ones who are on the jury. Rodney King's video showed him getting beat lifeless. And it took 2 different courts to convict 2 out of the 4 men who were primarily involved. 18:1. 1 second, hold your peace. In black and white in America is so simple. When we talk about politics, there's a black vote and there is a white vote. The politician, the person running for political office, attacks black and white votes in 2 different ways. They pander to us, but then when it comes to the whiter side of things, they pander to being tough on crime, which means being tough on black people. So there's a black and a white vote, but people say there's no racism in America. People say that there is no such thing as seeing color, but there's a black and white vote. When you go fill out a job application, you don't get to just put that you are a man or a woman and put your age and your experience. You have to put what your race is on that job application. And if you select that you don't want to put it on there, they're going to assume that you're black, and then you're categorized as whatever thing that they were going to do concerning that job, right? We even have to look at black and white in revolutionary activity. You've heard of Nat Turner, or if you haven't, I'll let you know a little bit about Nat Turner. Nat Turner is a black man who tried to free black people through fighting from slavery. And they boiled Nat Turner. They tortured him. They ate pieces of him and made him eat parts of himself. But when the Sons of Liberty, back in, I believe it was 1776, committed treason against the British Crown, they're considered heroes today. That's the difference of judgments of black and white. John Hancock was part of that treason. He funded it. Samuel Adams, who they made a beer after, he's a part of treason that started America, but he's a hero. Nat Turner's not a hero. Anybody that fights against oppression, against this place that is black, is not a hero. They are public enemy number 1. They are to be devoured by systematic racism, white power, and white society. And that's just the way it goes. All right. Let me read something. Let me read what treason is. Treason is the crime of betraying one's country, typically by attempting to overthrow its government or actively aiding its enemies. That was Samuel Adams and John Hancock, but those men are famous. They are white heroes. It says the Boston Tea Party, where these devils pretended to be Native Americans and disrespected the crown of their white brothers and sisters, is considered universally treason, rebellion by the British government and crown. That's what it is. There is a black and a white issue in America, and it's not going to stop until Christ comes back and destroys the systems that have betrayed us. All right. Now back to Judges. I want to make 2 points about this. Let's get Salakia, Luke 18:1. Let's hear it.
The book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1.
And bear with me. Let me get it on the screen. Luke 18:1. Bear with me for one moment. Luke 18:1. All right, let's hear it.
Okay. The book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1.
Start over real quick.
I'm going. All right.
The book of Luke. Mhm.
The book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint.
Listen, pray to the Most High. We don't get a fair shake. That references dice. Black people know what a fair shake is when it comes to playing craps, but we don't get that. We don't get a fair shake. There's really no gambling when you go into the justice system, because you are more than likely to be convicted as a black man. Way more times more likely. I'm not even going into the statistics. I've talked about them so many times. Next verse.
Verse 2. Saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not God.
There was in a city a judge which feared not God. This is Christ talking in these red letters, as you can see. And it says, neither regarded man. He didn't fear God and he didn't regard man. He could care less. Let's read.
Verse 3.
Verse 3. And there was a widow.
Verse 3. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary.
Somebody committed a crime against this woman and she wanted justice. And she said, avenge me of mine adversary. She's begging to the judge who does not fear God and who does not regard man. And this is a parable. And she's saying, give me justice. Avenge me of mine adversary. Verse 4.
Verse 4. Verse 4.
And he would not.
And he would not for a while, but afterwards he said within himself.
So it says, after she is crying to him, avenge me of my adversary, I need justice. I need justice. It says he wouldn't for a while. He would not give this woman the justice which she deserved, which she needed. When things happen to somebody, they need justice. When something is taken from somebody, they need to be made whole. Black people have never been made whole in this country. Trauma after trauma. Never think that you are going to get real, true justice in a courtroom. It's rare. It would be like finding a diamond. It would be like striking gold in your backyard as a black person to receive true justice. It's rare. It doesn't happen per capita. Read.
Verse 5, right?
We're still on verse 4. Just start from the top.
Verse 4. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God nor regard man.
He said in himself, though I do not fear God. So he don't really believe in God. He doesn't really respect or care about his fellow man, but he said within himself, even though all these things, read.
Verse 5. Yet because this widow troubled
Because
me,
she keeps coming back, because she keeps praying to him for justice, because she keeps asking to be made whole, read.
I will avenge her.
I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. She's going to worry me to death if she keeps asking for justice. I might just need to give her what she needs because she's wearing down on my conscience. She's stressing me out, even though he doesn't believe in God, even though he does not love, respect, or hold any value of his fellow man. And that's what we go through in this country. We're not loved. We're not respected. We're not taken care of or made whole by the judges in these countries. They don't believe or fear in the God of the Bible. They believe in money. They believe in flesh. They believe in power. But let's read verse 6.
And the Lord said, Here.
And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. Like, do you hear what he's saying? He's saying that I am going to give this woman justice. I'm going to avenge her of her adversary because she's wearing me down. She keeps asking. She's persistent. She is praying out loud. She is begging for justice, and it's too much for this unrighteous judge to ignore. Verse 7, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you, verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? What we need to realize is it is very hard to get justice in this place. It is extremely hard to get justice in this place. But as the Salakia, bear with me for one moment. And it says, even though he did not believe in God, even though he did not have any regard for his fellow man, it wore him down. That's just like with these trials with Rodney King. They didn't receive justice because they had unrighteous judges. They had unrighteous judges. All right. Let me just read that part again with Rodney King. There was a retrial following intense public outcry and pressure from civil rights advocates. Black people need to stop sinning, becoming slaves of sin, and we need to go to the Most High with our grievances about our enemies. Avenge me, mine enemies. That's what I'm going to say to the Lord. If I have an issue in the court system, I'm going to stay diligent and I'm going to trouble whoever is above my case. But I will first know that the Lord is really the only way I'm truly going to get justice. I'm truly only going to get it from the Lord. Let me get let me see. Let me get James 2:9. I think that's where I want to go. James 2:9. Give me 1 second. Let me get there with you. James 2:9. Let me know when you get there. All right, bear with me for 1 second. All right, James 2:9. And I might just have you read from the screen. All right. All right, let's read James 2:9. You got to actually talk into the mic.
The book of James, chapter 2, verse 9. But if ye have respect to the persons, ye commit sin and are convicted of
Convinced
the law.
of the law of transgressions. They transgress against the Lord. They transgress against us every single time that they do what they do in this court system. All right, there's one more thing I want to read. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me for 1 second, and I'll go ahead and end it there. Because not only are we slaves to sin, even though we're not in prison as Black people, even though some of us feel like we're free, we're not really free. Let me see if I can find that Bible verse to end it off with. Bear with me for one moment. All right. Let me see. I believe it's in. Let me just look it up. Bear with me for one moment. I believe it's in Matthew. Let's see. Let me find it real quick. Salakia, bear with me, y'all, and I'm gonna go ahead and read it for y'all. All right. Matthew 17 and 26. Get there with y'all. Bear with me for one moment. And we might skip down a little bit above. We'll start at verse 23. All right. You gonna read it from the screen? Most High Christ. All right, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, and we'll start at verse 24. All right, and read it good. Read it good. Make sure you talk into the mic.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 24. And when they were come to Capernaum, they received tribute.
Money came to Peter and said,
Doth not your master pay tribute?
all right, and he's being asked, doth not your master pay tribute? This is being asked to Christ. Read.
He saith, Yes. And when he come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers?
All right. So he's saying, and tribute is something that's being paid to the king. And he's saying that they have to pay tribute. And he's like, and Christ is asking, are we paying tribute to, or excuse me, he's asking, are the rulers taking, are they taking tribute from their own children or of strangers? He's saying, like, are the Romans taking tribute from other Romans, or are they taking it from us, the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans?
Verse 26. Peter saith unto him, Of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, Then are the children free?
Then are the children free? And so, and that's what we go through now. We need to realize that we don't have righteous judges above us when it comes to these court systems. We need to realize that we will not truly be free, and this is not our resting place, and we should not believe that we're going to receive justice because we pay more. We go to jail more when it's unnecessary and unfair. And I'm going to read something for y'all if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick, and we'll end it there. All right. We all pay taxes. But black people have to pay more taxes even when they make the same amount of money. We have to pay more because we are not the children of this kingdom. We are the children of another kingdom. We're the children of another kingdom. We're not free. This is from, let me see where this is from. This is from the Washington Post. And I'm going to just read the headlines of these. All right. It says black families pay significantly higher property taxes. Right. Let me just read between the three sources what it says. It says, while the U.S. tax code is officially race blind, so they say there's no black and white. Studies consistently show that black households often pay a higher effective rate or larger overall tax bills than white households with the same income. This disparity is driven by structural factors embedded in the tax code and real estate systems. Are the children free? No. There is a black and white. In America, there is racism. It is rare to find someone just to look over a black person's case. All right. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end tonight's class. The water for everybody that tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and end us out with a video. Tune in for next time when we have class. And shalom. I'll see y'all next time.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Just tell my friends that I'm coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, come